We back live Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of everyday life, and we're just everyday people. Now today's topic, we're going to discuss finances, money, because money is important. Money is like a lifeline. It's almost like blood. You need money to survive in a capitalistic society. So everyday people, but a young man that studied money, he studied finances. We grew up same neighborhood, south side of Houston, and had the vision of being successful and understanding the value of money, or some would say income. But I'd like to welcome LaRon Tay to the show. What's going on, Tay?
What's up?
Man, definitely we doing it. Now, I just, as for the listening audience, as far as what is the importance of, let's say, budgeting, or let's say just in actuality of respecting the value of money, or what money can do as an everyday tool in your lifestyle?
Well, money can provide a lot of opportunities. We all know that. And what I think people should do, even if you just have a job, you take advantage of your 401k. By taking advantage of your 401k, you're providing opportunities for you and your family's lifestyle later on. Because one day you're going to be able to retire, hopefully. And 401ks are like a retirement in a suitcase. You can take it from one job to the next if you decide to leave a job. So if you have a job, you definitely take advantage of 401k.
So you saying that to prepare for your future, it's important to take advantage of the 401k?
Very important. It's extremely important. It's vital.
No. What if someone neglects that duty? I mean, what's
then they can still join. It's you can, as long as you have a job and they offer a 401k, you can do it. Now, if they don't offer one, if your company doesn't offer one, there are things you can set up like a Roth IRA. That's ROTH IRA, and that's an individual retirement account. And if you set up a Roth IRA, then you can set up your own retirement. You just won't have any contributions from your employer. It'll be from you. And those are typically for people that have exhausted the contributions from their employer and they want to save more, or for people that just want to save more, number two, or for people that have their own business and they're setting up their own retirement.
Now, does it say a Roth IRA, does it accumulate interest over time?
Yes, it does. It depends on the funds you're in. And, of course, it works with the stock market, up or down. But you can choose the fund, your risk level, and you can decide how aggressive you want to be or how passive you want to be. Well, you just want to have it to where it's in bonds and no risk, and you get you about 3-4% a year. So it's entirely up to you, your risk level. If you want to be a Vegas gambler, or if you want to be a penny pincher, it's up to you. You decide your risk level.
You make the call.
Yeah, but what I would advise, if someone get a Roth IRA with the lowest fund fees. Mm-hmm. And those are typically companies like Vanguard. Don't worry about it.
You still rolling, yeah, definitely, man. T.R. Price.
T. Rowe Price, Vanguard. It's a lot of different mutual fund companies out there that offer Roth IRAs. And you want to get the ones with the best reviews. Okay. That means their fees are low. They have a good investment fund history.
Okay.
You know, and I try to stick with funds that give you a good 5-year track history. Oh. I don't want anything that's less than 5 years a solid track.
This is very important, vital information, because you have to have finances in a capitalistic society to maintain a lifestyle. We age every day, and they say, and when you read some of these statistics and reports, they try to say that black people in particular don't manage their money well. And I'd say, okay, well, if that's the case, then maybe the information is not put out there. So we want to put the information out to just across the board to the listening audience to show how vital it is to maintain a healthy economic lifestyle for today and for your future.
And the number one thing I would want to add is the foundation of wealth in this country was built on home ownership. And that's if you buy a condo, townhouse, buy a house. The first thing you want to do is acquire some property. you want to buy a home. Like I said, condo, townhouse, something that you can afford, someplace that you can lay your head. You want to buy the most expensive house in the cheapest community you can afford.
Okay, and what's the dynamics of doing that?
Well, let's say if you buy a house in River Oaks, so you want to get, you want to get the cheapest house in the most expensive community. Let me tell you why. I said that wrong the first time. You want to buy the cheapest house in the most expensive community because you want your value tied to all the big money houses' value. So if you buy a $100,000 house in River Oaks, well, the house in River Oaks worth millions, so your $100,000 house would never decrease in value. It would only go up in value. Versus you buy a $100,000 house in a neighborhood that's considered poor, your value is tied to the poor houses, to the poor neighbors. Therefore, your house value will be probably not going up or maybe even decreasing.
So this is real estate mad.
Yeah,
this is
location. You want to buy the best house that you can afford in the best community that you can afford. Just to what you can afford, because you gotta be able to live. You know, you gotta be able to pay your bills, take your family out to dinner, and go to the movies. You can't just pay it all in mortgage.
Right.
You gotta be able to function. You should be able to fund a vacation.
Right.
So just get what you can afford.
And enjoy life.
Exactly.
And you're saying that, but this formula is nothing new. This formula is what this country was created on.
The foundation of wealth for the average person in this country is home ownership. That's what most of their money is tied into. You know, especially when you got states like New York and California, a person's house may cost $400,000, $500,000, $600,000. It's a normal house.
Right.
So, you know, they may not even have that in their 401k.
Right. So when you see the president election that's going on, and you hear the two candidates talking about the home ownership is low or home ownership is increasing, or they'll tell you their plans or ideas of what they can do to boost the economy to increase home ownership. I guess in terms that's showing the importance of actually owning a home.
Yeah, exactly. And it also, you know, when you own a home, it adds pride to yourself. You know, I'm a landlord myself and a homeowner.
Yes, sir.
And you know, when you own something, you know, when you walk in the grass, it feels different because it's yours.
That's right.
You know, it's not for nobody else. Mm-hmm. You know, we have gotten the man wealthy,
right,
over paying rent. Mm-hmm. You know, so the first thing you should do, the two things you should do: buy a home and invest in your 401k. If you don't have a 401k, get you a Roth IRA. Okay. These are two things. Basic things anybody should do. Okay. And if you want a business, then you should start a small business while you have a job, because you got to eat, you got to survive. You know, start a small business, and that'll give you some tax write-off. But don't just start a business. Right. Build a business plan. Focus on what you want to do, how you want to do it. You know I'm kind of getting away from the basics of finance, but those are things that we need to do.
Right, but that's powerful information. I mean, it's so vital in today's time that, let's say, in 2016, we need to take advantage of this information and apply it to our lives. It's very important. We can't go another 10 and 20, 30 years without taking advantage and putting our mark within this system. You have a lot of people who, and say such as myself, who thought about getting involved in the actual stock market, but you have the lack of knowledge, and you had a fear that you might lose everything and get into that knowledge. And last question, get some advice on a first time person that wants to get involved in the stock market.
Well, I would research and study. You know, what I did initially was read up all my 401k materials at work. Read up everything that I could. I just read all the information I could so I can absorb it. And once you do that, you will become knowledgeable. You know, and take baby steps as far as the stock market, because it's very risky. Right. But if you go into the 401k and you put your money into a solid fund, you don't worry about the ups and downs of the stock market. You just let it roll and get ready for retirement, because you need to be concerned 5-10 years before you retire. If you're in your 20s and 30s and even 40s, you're not about to retire. You're not going to retire till you close to 60 or in your 60s.
Right.
You know, so most people, or maybe even older than that. So most people don't even have to worry about the day-to-day of the market.
Right.
Just get in and ride.
Right.
Enjoy the ride.
Well,
Believe me, the ride will be nice.
All right.
The money will go up, especially with matching contributions from most companies like they do.
That's right. Come on. Well, look, man, I appreciate having you on the show. We appreciate the information, the knowledge. You know, everyone take advantage of that knowledge. I mean, this is actually a gift to you to help you advance your life and enjoy some of these things that's on this earth, on this God green earth, on this planet. Thanks for being on the show, bro, Tay.
All right, take care.
We out. Yeah.